Hello and welcome everybody to another Aetherdrift. I'm Paul Cheon and today we are sitting at Platinum 1. Doing a little bit of climbing. We had a really sweet draft deck in the last one where we had basically everything going. We had a really sweet River Churn Monument deck. We got to live all the dreams with it. So if you haven't seen that one, make sure you check it out. But we want to continue moving forward and my plan is to try to hit Mythic as quickly as possible. Maybe do some climbing this month when I can. But let's hop straight into this draft, but before we do, just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all of your TCG singles and sealed product needs, whether you need to pick up some booster boxes just to crack open some packs, or you need some singles to round out your constructed decks, your standard decks, your modern decks, your pioneer decks, and of course, your commander decks. Check out TCGplayer.com and make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below before you make any purchases. Additionally, go to HeavyPlay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more, HeavyPlay.com is your place to go. Make sure you go to HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Also, I think SCG just announced, but I will be casting the Spotlight Series in Denver. I have chosen really not to cast a bunch of the regional championship type events because I've been, it would require me to test for constructed, but the Denver one was limited. So I reached out and I was like, please let me do this one. I need this one. So I will be casting that event. It should be a lot of fun. And of course, I have a lot of great friends that live in Denver. All right, let's hop into this draft, see what we open. I'm feeling a Sab Sunin. Oh, there's a lag. Oh, there's a Perilous Snare. Okay, you know what? That works. That works. White, one of the worst colors, but I will say if it's open, you can still just draft anything. Voyager Glide Car is also a fine card to play. I don't mind this card. At Uncommon, Back on Track, and Grease Wrench Goblin are also quite nice. Pretty strong pack in general. A lot of good commons too. Spin Out, Flood the Engine, and Migrating Ketrodon, along with a Ranger's Ether Hive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, I'm actually going to table a solid card. My guess is I will table a Canyon Vaulter. That is my guess. But we'll see. But yes, this pack is really deep. Let's take the Perilous Snare, though, just because I think it has the most upside. Fantastic removal spell, and also acts as a way to just win the game in the late game. This card is amazing. All right, look, nobody wants to be white. After first picking Perilous Snare, I will go ahead and take a boss read, Tomorrow's Champion. All right, well, I mean, white is open, maybe. It's obviously only one pick's been taken, but this pack is amazing. Look, if this pack was my first pack, I might just take the Sky Serpent Seeker just because I think this card is extremely powerful. But, Momentum Breaker also fine. Marauding Mako, not so much. It's only a blue-red cycling card. Lightning Strike, a good removal spell. But honestly, I think Migrating Ketrodon is better than Lightning Strike. So I think Ketrodon or Sky Serpent Seeker would be other considerations. But let's just keep with the white cards here and take the Bossery and see what we can take. Alrighty, here we have, well, that's a Greenbelt Guardian. That's certainly the best card in the pack, so I think I'm just going to take it. I know green is overdrafted, but hey, if there's still an out that green is medium drafted, I still think it's worth it. This is just so much better than the next best card in a different color. Dune Drifter, I guess, would be the other consideration here, but honestly, this is not what moves me into white-black. I'd have to see like an Embalmed Descendant and maybe just a bunch of good black removal spells to move in. So I'm going to take the Greenbelt Guardian here and see if we can position ourselves into a nice green-white aggressive deck. But we're going to just, of course, play it one pick at a time here. Moving on to pack 4, we have Scrounging Skyray, which I don't love unless I'm blue-red. There is Ooze Patrol, which I don't love unless I'm black-green. Surveyor and Veloheart Bike are fine. The Bike is notably pretty decent, especially if I end up in a base green deck. Even if I don't end up hard white, I can certainly splash Perilous Snare, so the Veloheart Bike gives me a lot of flexibility there. And given that I'm seeing some green, like I said, if green is medium open, it's still good, in my opinion. Other considerations here are Bounce Off and Maximum Overdrive. I think Bounce Off is also pretty nice. So I think that's the other consideration here. I could go into like blue-white or something if that's the case. But you know what? I'm going to take the Bike over the Bounce Off. I feel like people still undervalue Bounce Off to the point where I kind of get them for free. Like I really want one, maybe two tops in those types of decks. So let's take the bike here and try to be a little bit more. Maybe we can have some kind of fun green deck going. And honestly, if I do end up in a green-white deck, I will say I do like Bestow Greatness. It's actually a very good common if I want to be green-white. Notably, I'm not entirely sure that white's open outside of getting past the Bossry, but this pack is overall pretty weak. Rise from the Wreck is also okay, but this is more of a black-green card, and I actually do like this as a combat trick, so why don't we take the Bestow Greatness here and see where things go. And now I'll take Beast Rider Vanguard. Diversion Unit's also pretty good. Actually, is blue-green open? That's really odd. But you know what? I will keep my eyes open for this, noting that I do see some blue cards here in Skystreak Engineer and Diversion Unit. And if I actually want it to be blue-green, I think Skystreak Engineer is probably the best card because it has Exhaust on it. But given that I don't know, I'm just going to try to cut off the green here. And Beast Rider Vanguard is also just a really good 2-mana play for this deck. So let's see where this goes. Yeah, white. Look. I don't want to be in white unless it's super open. And if I'm not seeing a bunch of good white uncommons, I just don't want any part of this, right? So I first picked Perilous Snare and things seem to be drying up here. So let's just move into a different direction, which is, well, Midnight Mangler is not something I want in blue-green. It's more of an artifact card. So do I want Guidelight Optimizer or take one of these black cards here? And that's the question. Guidelight Optimizer I like more in blue-white. You know what? Let's take Maximum Overdrive. I do think I generally like that more than Siphon Fuel, just because I think it's a really good combat trick. And then now there's a Siphon Fuel here, so that's okay. Just a reasonable removal effect. We're not seeing the premium black cards. We're not seeing the Engine Rats, the Spin Outs, the Grim Baubles, but these are still fine cards, and still the white cards at common are just all trash tier. So that's kind of why I'm not doing that here. Oh, there it is! Feeling good. I actually did not expect to table Spin Out here. Very, very big sign. I'm glad I took some of these black cards. It looks like black and green is kind of where we want to be here, with a potential splash for white for the Perilous Snare. I thought this was going to be the 4th or 5th card taken out of that pack. So really, really happy that Spin Out tabled there. And ooh, Scoured Barrens here to splash for the Perilous Snare. That is an awesome place to be as well. So really liking this configuration here so far. Mutant Surveyor is also a card I totally don't mind. So really, really happy with this setup. Low on creatures. So I'm going to take the Surveyor here. I don't love it, but there's a Maximum Overdrive as well. But noting that Maximum Overdrive is really good if you don't have a lot of ways to deal with big green creatures. But our deck has a Siphon Fuel, a Spin Out, a Perilous Snare, and a Maximum Overdrive already. And we only have 3 creatures. So for that reason, I will take the Surveyor here just as a curve filler type card. Now the cards here on the right, I probably don't want to play. Bossry, I don't think is a powerful enough card worthy of a splash. I think we are firmly looking to be somewhere in the black-green territory with a potential splash for white. The Canyon Vaulter didn't table out of that pack. So you know what? White is a color that's so shallow, I just don't want to be fighting people for it. Let's take Momentum Breaker here, though. Good way to start our engines. We actually have some engine cards going here, along with the Perilous Snare, so that makes this card even better. Jungle Hollow might table here, so that's something that I'll be on the lookout for. So definitely need to be prioritizing creatures here. Our spell count is very high right now, 6 to be exact, and only 4 creatures. So if I have the option between a spell and a creature, I'm going to take the creature here. This is a good example of that. I can certainly take Ride's End. I'm already looking to splash white as a top-end removal spell, but I'm just taking Beast Rider Vanguard just to have a nice mana sink and just something to play on turn 2. Noting that black-green has less mana sinks, you're not doing all the exhaust things, so I think the value of Beast Rider Vanguard goes up a little bit more in this archetype. Okay, what do we have here? That's a second pick, Sky Serpent Seeker. Not too interested in that. This is actually kind of interesting. So you might be looking at this and might just want to slam the Carrion Cruiser, but I think it's Wreckage Wickerfolk here. I think the Carrion Cruiser might be slightly better, but I just want more 2-mana plays. I want more creatures. This is just... I have several Starcher Engines cards as well, and having Evasion is also nice. This also surveils, smooths out my draws. So, like I said, I like the Carrion Cruiser, but this is more just, hey, this is the tiebreaker. I think it's somewhat close. If I had more creatures, I would take the Cruiser, but in this instance, I'm taking the Wreckage Wickerfolk. Here, I will take the Fang Guardian. Again, close pick. I think they're both good, but I like the fact that this is not only just a good combat trick, but also just another creature for my deck. Thunderhead Gunner, also pretty good here, but let's just take that. Like, just look, wouldn't this deck just look much worse if these two cards I just put here as vehicles, right? Like, how much worse does that deck look? I think significantly worse. So, let's do this. Okay, so this is really, really interesting. Lots of good options here. Oh my gosh. Wreckage Wickerfolk, Marshall's Path Cruiser, Risen Necro Regent, and Market Back Walker. All right, I want to take that. I'm going to take... I don't even know if it's correct, but I've always wanted to play with this card, so I'm going to put it in my deck. It's really good if you're trying to grind people out. I actually have a few Start Your Engines cards, so Risen Necro Regent isn't as bad. Usually I don't like it in Golgari. Wickerfolk would have been fine. Path Cruiser would have been fine for mana fixing as well. But this card, it just slots in perfectly in all parts of the mana curve. So I'm very, very happy picking up the Market Back Walker here. That's a really late Glory Heath Lynx. Makes sense. We didn't really pass any white here, but not certainly something worthy of a splash. For me, it's Grim Bauble or Shafet Archfiend. And honestly, I have been really underwhelmed by this. And I'm black-green. This cycles. It's a good top-end card. This is me just honestly, like, Grim Bauble is good, but I really like the Archfiend a lot in black-green. Because oftentimes, we still have the shot of being able to reanimate this. Gastel Raider versus Ride's End, I guess? I'll just take the Raider. Just another creature to play on curve. All right, here I'll take the Grim Bauble, okay? I'm happy I took the Archfiend here. And Intimidation Tactics is fine, but obviously I would much rather have the Grim Bauble. And wow, we are looking really good on playables here. To the point where... I mean, I can certainly cut some things here, but to the point where I probably don't want to play the Raceway here. To the point where if I have the option, I will probably look to take... I already have Bestow Greatness. Golgari is not really where Bestow Greatness is great, where I will take lands over playable cards, because I kind of like everything that I have here so far. Especially because I want to play the Perilous Snare. Right now I have 2 white sources with the Veloheart Bike, but 10 creatures here. Yeah, liking this setup so far. I mean, I could probably cut Siphon Fuel if I really feel like I need to. Okay, so here we have Engine Rat versus Ooze Patrol. And I'm going to take the Engine Rat. I actually don't have a ton of self-mill right now, so this is unlikely to be super big. Like, if I had a couple of Pothole Moles, it's a bigger consideration. This is just an awesome cheap card, helps you rumble against the green decks, and then gives you mana sink in the late game. Far Fortune is obviously good, but I already have a really good card that I want to splash with the Scoured Barrens. I just don't see the need to just stretch my mana even further, and I can use another good 1-mana play here. So let's take Engine Rat. You know me, just taking the big, good, boring card in the Engine Rat. Here, I actually do think I'm in the market for something more expensive now that I've taken some of these cheap things. I'm not taking Grim Bauble. For me, it's between Migrating Ketrodon and Webstrike Elite. And, you know, this is double green. I'm splashing. I can't play it turn 2 that often. This seems a little bit nuts, but I'm going to take the Migrating Ketrodon here. I feel like every deck always wants the first Migrating Ketrodon, so I'm going to take that there. Let me know what you think about that pick. I think it's somewhat close, but given that I'm probably going to play a Plains here, I just don't think that, you know, playing it on turn 2 is going to be that frequent. And then you're looking at it as like a cycler that can disenchant, but I have good interaction already. I just want a good top-end win condition. Here I'll take a second Grim Bauble. Nobody respecting the Grim Bauble. Here I'll take Fang Guardian. Some easy picks here. Would love some lands here for my deck. I hate Bloodghast, so that's not really a consideration. For me, it's Deathless Pilot or the Archfiend. I'll just take the Archfiend. I have other cheap things I can play here. Walking Sarcophagus, etc., if I wanted more cheap things to play. All right, things seem to be drying up now. Don't really care for any of these cards. I guess I'll take a Camera Launcher, but hopefully I don't have to play that. That's interesting. A Cryptcaller Chariot. But I have no ways to discard, really, so I don't think I want it. I think I could just use another 2-drop here in the Deathless Pilot, or there's a Wild Roads. But I don't particularly like this unless I have, like, some number of vehicles in Pothole Moles, and I don't have a bunch. So I'll just take this as kind of my last 2-mana creature for my deck. And packs seem to be drying up now. But you know what? I'm overall pretty happy with this deck. The packs did end up drying up to the point where I'm not actually tabling anything, but honestly, we had so many playables after pack 1. This is still just a completely fine place to be, and we still have a bunch of filler level options in the sideboard if we don't like the cards that we have in the main. But I like this. 15 creatures, good interaction, Packed Altair, ooh, Skystreak Engineer. I have like no artifacts. Oh wait, never mind, I have 7 artifacts. Is this playable? Well, we'll see. We'll see if it's playable. Weird that I don't have any pothole moles or anything. Probably playing 1 planes here with the bike and the barons. But overall, I kind of like the balance in this draft. We had a lot of interesting picks, right? We had a lot of like, hey, do I take the cheap thing or the expensive thing? And we made different picks depending on what the deck needed at the time. Right? It's like, hey, do we take Carrion Cruiser or do we take a 2-drop? It's like, no, we need to take creatures, so let's take the creatures to go into our deck. And then we just kept having to make that play, that decision, but we adjusted it depending on what our deck looked like. At some point, I felt like I had enough early drops, so I took the expensive cards. Early on, I didn't have enough creatures, so I took creatures. And, you know, I thought this was a really great example of, you know, trying to navigate a draft where, you know, you make adjustments based on what you need at the time. And ultimately, I'm pretty happy with kind of how this deck ended up. So 881, I think, is the best we'll get with the Veloheart Bike. Packed Altair is something that I'm looking at removing along with the Grim Javelineer. Deathless Pilot also on the list here. I like all of my spells, so I don't think I want to cut any of them. This ramps me. I have expensive things to ramp into. It also, I can just crew that, obviously. Siphon Fuel, spin out Perilous Snare, and Maximum Overdrive to help deal with big things. I think this is just overall just a really well-balanced deck. Noting that I don't have any ways to mill these cards. I have lots of Start Your Engines, but no real good payoff other than drawing cards. All right, I'm going to cut the Javelineer. I think I like it less than the Surveyors. I think I want the Pilot just to have another 2-drop, so I think the Packed Altair goes. Like, sure, I can use this to hit maximum. It's just I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other 6 other artifacts. So it like, I don't know. I don't know how good this is. I feel like I'd rather just curve out and play my 3s. I only have 3 mana creatures, so this is more of a curve consideration. Now, I can also choose to play an extra creature here and play something and remove one of my removal spells, I guess. Yeah, I'm just going to cut the Packed Altair. It's mostly a curve thing, and I just don't have that many artifacts, so this is still a pretty good mix. 15 creatures, and it would be nice if I actually had... Now I kind of wish I had a Carrion Cruiser, but it's okay. We have a couple of mana sinks here in the Beast Rider Vanguard, the Greenbelt Guardian, some expensive cards, some removal. So I certainly think this deck has what it takes. Just a solid deck, nothing insane, but enough green cards to be pretty happy with the overall results. So let's give this a whirl and see how we perform. All right, now before round 1 starts, just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying all of this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, I have a Patreon channel. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. I really do want to give a big shout out to all the patrons here. Really do appreciate all of your support and all the patrons in general. It just really, really means a lot. We're doing an excellent job. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great way to join an excellent community of like-minded individuals looking to get better at draft. And honestly, there's a lot of great players on there too. There's some players that are hitting Mythic rank 10, 15. I should be the one going there for pointers, but yeah, really awesome stuff there. So make sure you check it out. Okay, 3 lands here. Beast Rider Vanguard, some cycling. Certainly going to keep this. Grease Wrench Goblin, turn 1 from the opponent. Okay. All right, blue red. Oh yeah, oh look at that. Look at them go. I need to get this Archfiend in play. Now, noting this is much worse when you can't reanimate it, which I didn't get any back on tracks or Broodheart engines. If they kill this, it's kind of bad, just curve-wise, but curious to see how they attack. Getting Howlers heavied would be really bad, but I think we just have to let that potentially be a thing that can happen. I'll take it. Yeah, so it becomes a 3/3. Holy cow. And they discarded 2 land. What a start. You know, every time I play against these blue-red decks, I just feel like they just get like just the most unbelievable starts. I'm just going to keep up spin out for this Mako. The way I look at it is if they bounce it, it's really not that big of a deal. But this gives me the option to potentially, I don't know, you know, let's say I block the Grease Wrench Goblin and they try to use a combat trick or something, for example. All right, well, I'm just going to kill it. The thing is, there's no real counter spells in this format. There's Spectral Interference, but I'm not really worried about that, right? So 6/3. That is kind of annoying, I will say. And they can crew it as well. Yeah, I think we're just going to take a ton of damage off of that thing. There's no good trade here. So they're just going to take it, probably. I need to have a better base of creatures in play. So I'm going to take a lot of damage here. But the thing is, I just didn't have a good double block here for the Clamorous Ironclad. So take 6. My opponent has somewhere to be. They are playing so fast. I just need to actually get to the point where I can hardcast the Archfiend, I think. Stall out? Look at that. Yeah, they are... Okay, you know what? I don't really have a choice here, I don't think. Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is quite an aggressive start. I mean, I just don't know what to do here. I actually just lost to the Ironclad here. Oh, that helps. That certainly helps if they don't have a way to crew the Ironclad. You know what I mean? Did they sack the Ironclad? Oh, that's amazing for us, because now we get to play the Beast Rider Vanguard and still have a chump blocker available. Obviously, if they kill it, then it's no good for us. Okay. Let's block here. Let's gain 2 life. Alright, we're at 1. Okay. Archfiend down. 1 is not 0. Oh. It is 0, I guess. Okay, well, you know what? It's like a... Yeah, this is fine. We actually almost stabilized. We played our cards to the best that we could, and our opponent just had a better draw. That happens, and we move on. Yeah, I mean, maybe I should have saved the spin out for the Ironclad. It's just that Mako, that early, against the blue-red deck, you just kind of assume that thing's going to get out of hand, which is why I just killed it with the spin out, right? So kind of a slow-ish hand here. But I do have this Ketrodon that I can cycle to try to find something, which I probably will. Actually, no, I'm not going to. It's just like my opponent, if they're leading with Scrap Compactor, they have a bit of a slow draw. So I'd rather just, yeah, be able to play this. Alright, looks like we're going to play a naked Fang Guardian here. Definitely not interested in letting Pact Terror live. I bet this card is going to randomly be super annoying against them. Looks like they're like just like a very controlling Grixis deck or something. But the thing is, I want to kill this Javelineer. I want them to kill. I want them to kill my Ketradon, or sorry, my Fane Guardian with their Scrap Compactor, right? And then that way my Ketradon can actually live, because they're close to being able to just sack the Scrap Compactor to kill my Ketradon. And I'd much rather have them kill my 4-2. Although I will use Maximum Overdrive, actually. If they're main phasing this, why not? Oh yeah, this is huge. Let's just hope they don't have a Spectral Interference, I guess. Okay. Well, this is looking pretty good. Our board is looking excellent. If they kill this, they still take 7. Crash and burn, yep. And... dead? Alright, dead. Just Grixis control. Playing some pretty fast matches. Glad I didn't cycle. Glad I didn't cycle. Alright, on the play here, I'm going to keep this. I got the spin out on turn 3. And I can cycle... with the 2 Archfiends, I'm going to cycle one of them, of course. Yeah. Like, I like the Ketradon more. I'm playing against a pair of slow decks. You know, what's funny is our deck is actually not that slow. Alright, there we go. We somehow rattled off 2 plays in a row off the cycle. Not complaining, of course. No, they hit the stupid spin out. Why did I have to draw these small things? Getting Gastel Raider is probably like just the most... it's just the most tilting thing ever. Alright, well, yeah, I cycled. Like, I just felt like I needed to hit my land drops to have a chance. And, you know, playing a Greenbelt Guardian, not drawing the land just feels pretty bad as well. So, I think that just... by cycling and drawing a land, it gives us the best chance to win this game. Wreckage Wickerfolk. Alright, nice little Dimir control deck. They drew that, like, very recently. Because they didn't play it on 2. With 2 mana up, I'm going to play this slow and actually just pass. This just makes them so uncomfortable because they're trying to play this kind of control game. If anything, I wouldn't even be surprised if they try to kill my Beast Rider Vanguard here. Like, they could have Bounce Off, they could have Maximum Overdrive if I attack and pump my Greenbelt Guardian. Now, if they pass, what do I do? Great question. Haunt the Network certainly changes some things. Okay. Alright. So now there is definitely some pressure here, so I think I want to get the land here. Because I want to play the Ketradon. Yeah, let's get the swamp. Let's attack with... well, I guess I can kind of attack with everything, huh? Just kind of puts them in a rough spot. I guess if they don't want me to play the Ketradon, they'll block the Beast Rider Vanguard. But, like, given that I have a pretty clean Fane Guardian into the Beast Rider Vanguard, this is also fine for me. This seems like a pretty... okay, they lose, like, their entire flying board here, and I don't even have to play out my Fane Guardian, so I'm okay with this. they just lost a lot of their board. Like losing a 2-1 there for almost free, and me trading a Beast Rider Vanguard for 2 Thopters is also not a bad trade at all. That, like, if we were in any kind of racing situation, you know what I mean? And what are they going to get now? Oh, Engine Rat, I guess, would be pretty good. Yeah, Engine Rat would be the card that I would probably get here. And then we're looking to play kind of a longer game. And then I lost both of my Archfiends, but I do have a couple of Grim Baubles in my deck. Yeah. So good call there on the Engine Rat. Four cards in hand for the opponent. They know our hand, of course. Flood the engine plus Engine Rat. That's really nice. Okay. So, but basically we have, like, no offense here. Wait. Oh, no. Sorry. For some reason, I thought they could tap for black. Yeah, this is, of course, just an easy Ketrodon here. Prevent the attacks from the Wreckage Wickerfolk. And then, if they don't kill the Beast Rider Vanguard, it's like, that's our game plan. I feel like they probably have another removal spell here, though, given that they tapped down my Guardian when they knew that I had the Ketrodon in hand. This way of tapping makes me think they have another Flood the Engines. Okay, so they get to attack me for 1. But, you know, I still have Beast Rider Vanguard. So unless they kill that as well, and just have literally all the removal, this is okay. And, you know, 2 damage a turn isn't really too bad. Oh, I guess they're going to hit me with with this. Okay, so this is 4 damage. That's also okay, unless they have like a really big Start Your Engines payoff. Oh, they get to untap the Wreckage Wicker. Oh, no, that's actually pretty good sequencing, yeah. Crew 1, so I can't really... Oh, no, I can't attack. I can't attack. Momentum Breaker is actually quite a good draw here. Although they're probably just going to sack the Carrion Cruiser, but I want to play it anyways just to get my speed going. If they block Engine Rat, that's fine. Yep. Alright, now I'm just going to play the Beast Rider Vanguard game. This is a good game. A lot back and forth. Ooh, Ether Siphon. That changes the equation. Yeah, that absolutely does. Yeah, so now we're going to start getting milled. Okay. Yep, no, this is looking pretty... Oh, got 2 lands, okay. Engine Rat. They should attack me for 1. It's like, I'm not really... Alright. Grim Bubble. Wreckage Wickerfolk and Mutant Surveyor. I have 2 speed. Oh, I'm gonna get milled out here is the problem. Maximum Overdrive. I feel like I just need to clear the board here. I don't even know if playing this was correct. Yeah, the Ether Siphon is a really, really nice card in Dimir. Dimir has just a lot of ways to get incidental damage in for max speed, and milling out your opponents is a real thing here. And my deck, like, the mill strategy is particularly strong against Golgari, right? I have 14 cards left. I'm going to look for a Grim Bauble or a Perilous Snare. Speed Demon? They're going to draw 4 cards? Wait. Oh, they're going to just mill me. Wow. Okay. All right. I mean, they had a good Dimir deck. And here's the thing. Sometimes, like, you feel like you have a decent deck, and you just lose to better decks. That's kind of what's been happening here. Like, we lost to a very, very good, aggressive Izzet strategy, and then this one just had Speed Demon, and cards like the Ether Siphon are really game-breaking. All right. 1 and 2. I feel like this happens a lot where we're like 1 and 2 and we try to make an epic comeback. Yeah, like I said, it's like my deck doesn't really have that many bombs outside of the Perilous Snare, but it's still a fine deck, but it can definitely get overpowered. Absolutely can. Not too concerned about Last Ride. Drawing a 2-drop there was nice, then we can go Bike and have some action here. So now that we have 5 mana, it's kind of interesting on whether or not we choose to cycle the Archfiend or not. And there you go, free win! Paid actor! Just kidding, I don't know this person. They didn't draw land number 3, that's all. They didn't draw land number 3. Can probably play out one more turn, but you know what? Sometimes you're having a bad day. Alright, opponent on the play, I got 2 drops and a Market Backwalker, and I got lands, certainly keeping. What do you have? District Mascot? Oh, Stampeding Scurry. Why did I think of the rare before the Scurryfoot? That's funny. Alright. Well, this is always an annoyance. Best common in the set, by the way. Was kind of my guess going in, and yep. Absolutely true. I don't actually know which 2-drop to play is better. I just feel like this is better if they have something. Like, I'd rather keep this in play, but I don't actually even know if that's 100% correct. Oh, it looks like a spin out. Yep. Well, that's a good curve situation. Let's hope I can get them with the Fang Guardian. They're gonna make a 3/3, attack me. I'm gonna go, oh no, pass. What can you do? I'm representing spin out. Look, this would be technically a good Fang Guardian if it worked. But this is not gonna block either of these, I think. So let's just block here. And then if they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. And then next turn, this can still block the 3/3 if I need. Yeah, sure. That wasn't too bad. And then the Surveyor also does a really good job of blocking. What the no respect for the game? Do you not have the respect? What is this? What is this? Alright, I get to play a 3/3 Market Backwalker next turn. So, wait, hold on. They're playing Hole Drifter and Spin Out in the same deck? You disgust me. You disgust me. Just don't do this. Like, how bad does your draft need to go to play both of those? I'm just, you know, here I'm just trying to teach, like, good fundamental Magic. And then we just have people doing this. I guess this was just a train wreck? I mean, they have good green cards. Are they splashing spin out? Like, what's happening? Alright, land actually wouldn't be terrible. I do lose the Fane Guardian. But, you know. Obviously, if I don't draw land, it's really annoying. I don't want to play more 2/2s because I have the Archfiend. I can attack with this, but this seems better as a blocker. I think I'm just supposed to play Surveyor here. I could have put another counter on the Market Backwalker too, but... honestly, if this blocks and dies, I don't mind that either. I don't mind losing to, like, good 2-color decks, but please, let's not lose to this deck. But the thing is, if they draw all their mana, it's fine, right? That's the problem. Like, if they draw all their mana, it's still completely fine for them. Alright, crewing with... okay. So they're just gonna get me for 3 in the air constantly. And, yeah, this is kind of rough. I need a land badly. Because once they get to maximum speed, the Vinwixt is going to be really strong. Just give me a land. Is that too much to ask for? The thing is, at this point, it's too late. Like, they've hit maximum speed. You know what I mean? It's like, they get to just draw 2 cards every turn. Okay. I guess that works. All right. Sure. What do they have? They have a Hull Drifter and a Venom Sac Lagak. Just get a Venom Sac Lagak or something. It is pretty cool that this thing just gets to attack indefinitely. So, I mean, they're at 13. It does add up. Do they have multiple options? That's pretty nuts if they do. Yeah, they sure do. Wow, okay. So 7/6 there. Can't attack me, really. Oh, that's perfect. So now we're going to draw the land and we get to kill the 3 creatures there. Although I guess we lose 2 creatures as well. But we 100% are drawing a land here. If we don't, I would be on maximum tilt. Oh, this creature also dies. Yeah, that's big. Probably should have blocked with the Earth Rumbler. But they're still drawing 2 cards every turn. It's like, it's kind of tough. Now, we do have some pretty big things in play. Oh, they get to draw so many cards off of this. Wow. They just drew 4 cards off of starting column. They have 2 planes in their deck? Okay, so Spin Out is on the splash. We figured it out. It's a blue-green deck with Spin Out on the splash. Okay. Maybe they deck themselves. Ooh, Spin Out. Okay. Is it too late, or do I still need to kill the Vinwixt? An extra card every turn is pretty brutal. A lot of cool options here. I can also just try to win with my flyers. I'm at 9. I think I'm going to try to play the grind game here. I'm not sure how successful I'll be, because they have a lot of spells left in their deck. But Earth Rumbler, sure. Hazard of the Dunes, okay. Grim Bauble was an excellent find. Oh, no, that was really good. So, because I can go Archfiend. And then kill the Hazard of the Dunes. And I'm not going to attack with the Archfiend, obviously. Not this turn, at least. Alright. Decent board here. They do have Earth Rumbler, which is a little bit concerning, depending on what they could have in their hand. And I'm at 10 life, so I kind of have to block. The question is, how do I want to block? I think it's with these 3 creatures on the right. And if they have maximum velocity, I think they would have used that to save their creatures. So the hope is they don't have maximum velocity. If they have run over, that's fine. Siphon Fuel is fine. Okay, that's good. If they have 2 interactive spells, obviously that's bad. But alright, good. Feels like the type of deck that wouldn't play maximum velocity. Alright, we have stabilized. They've drawn a gazillion cards. But I do think we have legitimately stabilized. Although they do have Hull Drifter, which does threaten our life total here. So I need to be mindful of that as well. Start finding some action here. Deathless Pilot or Fang Guardian. It has to be the Fang Guardian here. And we don't... Yeah, so they're going to hit us for 3 here. We don't have good attacks. We have okay blocks, though, because this is currently a 3-4. But they can crew up their Hull Drifter and hit me. And then now I'm going to Grim Bauble and try to find something. They have 3 Scurryfoots in this economy? Like, how do you get 3 Scurryfoots now? Like, in you know, like, it's like a mythic common. You should never see this card. They must have opened all 3. I don't understand this, but okay. So they just want to get... Oh, I see. I see. They just want to get me down to 1 at the cost of a card. So I have to block. So I'll block here. Here. And here. Yeah, no, this attack's actually pretty good. Because if I don't block this, I go to 1. So I feel like I just have to. And then I might need to full control this. I'm not sure. I just full controlled. Am I not full controlled? Alright, whatever. 7, 8, 9, 10. What's funny is I drew the Siphon Fuel anyways, but that's pretty hilarious. Are they going to go for a lethal here? What? Oh, sure. Perfect. We just kill this. All right. Upkeep. Full control. This better work. Oh my gosh. All right. That was a really good draw for them. If they play something else here, I can be in big trouble. I need to find action. Veloheart Bike. It gains me life and gives me a permanent to block with. I guess I'll keep it. I mean, it's not great, but it's still something, is kind of my thought process. Okay. Do I attack? Is that crazy? I can take a lot of damage, but I do have a Loxodon Surveyor in my graveyard. I think I don't. I need to wait till I draw something. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... 12, 13, 14. 3 lands left in our deck. Presumably some in hand. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, yeah. The problem is we have a lot of lands left in our deck now. Oh, there's a land on the bottom too. Okay. There's like a Wreckage Wickerfolk. Perilous Snare would be great. Wow. Okay. Fair enough. That thing is huge. Wow, that was a good draw. I can't attack. This is basically a lethal attack. Actually, do I want the counter here or on the bike? All right. This goes into the yard. They have 4 cards left. Our thing's indestructible. We're at 5. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna attack. Because I have 2 surveyors in my graveyard. It just seems so likely that I find something here. I'm drawing 2 cards here. Momentum Breaker was excellent. Okay. What a game, by the way. Holy cow. And now we can also gain an additional 4 life. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 2 of these cards are lands, and then we have a Perilous Snare, which we've almost never drawn, and a Wreckage Wickerfolk. 3 cards left in their deck. Oh no. What is this? I literally don't know what this can be. Market Back Walker. It's the only thing that makes sense. Okay. Let's gain some life. Oh, yes. What a draw. Perilous Snare. 2 cards left in deck for the opponent. Wow! What the hell? Okay. Okay, that's a Grim Bobble. It doesn't really change anything. Oh my gosh. 2 cards left. Oh man. I gotta think here. So if I Grim Bobble this and attack, then they just chump with this. But I just can't really afford to have them get another thing in play. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Anyways, I got that. Yeah. Maybe, you know what? I needed to fire this off anyways. That was a misplay on my part. They need to play a big creature here, though. Camera Launcher does not quite do it. And then, I lost the Grim Bauble. They can't... Oh, no, they can't saddle. No, saddle 5. Okay, so they can't saddle. And they have one more turn to kill me. I take 5. Let's Grim Bauble. Graveyard, graveyard. Oh my... There's no more lands left in my deck. I have a spell to draw here. Engine Rat. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? What a game! They had one card left? Oh my gosh. That was insane. And that was for Diamond. Oh man. That is the match I'm really happy about winning. Okay. 3 and 2. Whew. That you know what? That got the heart rate going. That got the heart rate going. I actually misplayed that last turn. I should have just played Grim Bauble on the token, and my Veloheart Bike would have lived. But Grim Bauble also good there with the Surveil, putting lands in the graveyard that I didn't need. All right, opponent going first. I'm on the draw. I do have Engine Rat turn 1 and a Cycler, and some creatures I can play if I draw one more land. So I do think I keep this. Ooh, I drew Perilous Snare, which is nice. So yeah, the Archfiend is almost certainly getting cycled unless I draw a Forest. Greenbelt Guardian, okay. We drew a Swamp. I will happily block the Greenbelt Guardian and hope that they don't have... Okay, Camera Launcher is really annoying. There's the Forest. Alright, so now this is like... I mean, it's a legitimate question as to what I should choose to do here. Camera Launcher is very annoying. How good is it, though? They're spending a lot of mana. Yeah, basically the question is, I have this Perilous Snare, and where do I want to fire it off? Because, like, if I get my engines going and start attacking, that's pretty good. Alternatively, I can just run out the Gastal Raider here and just kind of keep things back and chill out. It also gets my engines going. Yeah, and I shouldn't use this until they actually exhaust. Yeah, let's just play the Raider. Okay, trade the Helm and run over. Certainly taking run over. And then not attacking. Okay, so they're gonna pump something up here. They can also steal my Perilous Snare. Although without getting their engine started, it's not particularly strong. But I think getting Wreckage Wickerfolk going is pretty good here. I just want a double spell here. And Beast Rider Vanguard's also quite nice. This certainly goes into the graveyard. Do I want the Bike? It's basically another mana source. And acts as a creature. I think I will actually keep the Bike here. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. Don't want them to steal this either. I guess they could steal my Bike. And then they get to play the Mammoth. I'll still just play out the Bike. It just blocks kind of everything pretty cleanly. It ramps me. The question is, do I want to play like a one... I'm going to hold off on the Market Back Walker until they use Trade the Helm or cycle it away, I think. They discarded a land? Oh, okay. Okay. So they have a lot of action. Okay. Okay, land for us. Let's attack for 1 in the air. I feel like I need to still play to the board for now. So let's play the Mutant Surveyor. Pass. Alright, down comes the Mammoth. That one I absolutely do need to kill. Okay. And then let's attack for one in the air. Then now where do I want to put a Perilous Snare counter? I don't think it's on the 1/1. I just want... Oh, my Gastal Raider is also a 3/2, which is really nice. They're going to probably want to do some kind of switcheroo here soon, so I don't want to make anything too obscenely strong. This one can still just block. There's a Market Back Walker, but I don't want them to have that. I probably just want to get the Pilot back here. I'm just going to pump it here. This allows me to block cleanly with the Keen Buccaneer. And the Mutant Surveyor, it just blocks pretty well anyways. Yeah, so this is fine. Leaves the battlefield, okay. So I get an Elephant. Oh, it still starts their engines. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I gotta be careful. But it's okay, now I get to play a big Market Back Walker and not worry about it dying. So Wreckage Wickerfolk certainly no longer wants to attack. But I can still start attacking with other things. If I want. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can make a 4/4 Market Back Walker, certainly keeping the 1/1 back. Mutant Surveyor can pretty much attack pretty for free. This can attack, but there's like not... Like, it'll just trade, I guess. What will they block with, though? I guess trading Gastal Raider for a Keen Buccaneer isn't too bad. Try to get some damage in. Engine Rat doing a lot of work, just keeping things at bay. Whoa. So I can make this 3, 4, 5, 6... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So +4/+4. I basically just want... So I can kill this Camera Launcher and the Keen-Eye Buccaneer if I pump it to 6. Okay, I am happy with that exchange. So like that. Yep. Absolutely love that exchange for us. They don't get a Thopter either. And we get to draw a card off the Mutant Surveyor. And we have a blocker here for the 1/1. Hull Drifter is a good play from the opponent, so, you know, they certainly have a solid value-based deck here. We're just kind of going back and forth. I can attack with the Elephant now, which is pretty good. I just want to stay being aggressive, that's all. Oh, so they're going to try to hit me with the Hull Drifter? 3, 4, yeah. Okay. I mean, even if they get the Perilous Snare going, it's very good, but we are just kind of overwhelming them with our board. And they conceded. Okay. Good game there. That was a really fun and interesting game to navigate, just because we were playing around the fact that they had Trade the Helm, and they had the Mammoth, and we just had to kind of navigate that game very carefully and deploy our threats in a fashion where we needed to make sure that they just can't steal something from our side. That's a little bit too backbreaking. All right, on the play here. Yep. We have forests and swamps and 2-drops. Yep, I am keeping this every time. So this is also the type of hand where I probably don't need the Wreckage Wickerfolk until a little bit later. So I can kind of hold off on this. I'd rather play the 2-drop that can hit a little bit harder. And right now it's like, I don't need to Surveil. Like, anything I draw off the top is fine. They kept the one lander. Okay. Okay, now I will play it, obviously. And this is really good against Momentum Breaker. I do want land, so I definitely will keep at least one land. If it's 2 land, I'll bottom 1. But actually, I want to keep both, so let's just do that. The Forest on top to get a nice attack in with Fang Guardian. This might be another quick game if they don't draw land number 2. Yeah. Keeping a 1-lander is kind of dicey, I'm going to say. I'd rather just go to 5 in most instances. Now, they could have had like 2-mana cyclers in their hand, and they were on the draw, I think. So, you know, if you don't want to go to 5 with some 2-mana cyclers, certainly understandable. But 2 non-games in this run, we'll take it. 5 and 2. Can we go from 1 and 2 to 7 and 2? All right, on the play here, and yeah, I got a 2-drop. I mean, our curves always looked pretty solid, and one nice thing about the Golgari deck is you get to play some number of big 2-mana cyclers, and that also means that you mulligan less, because you can use this to cycle and try to find whatever lands or things that you might need. But of course, here we will lead with turn 2 Wreckage Wickerfolk, try to find land number 3 to get the Surveyor going. Yeah, this instance, I don't play the Beast Rider Vanguard because I absolutely need land number 3. Let's put, yeah. Look, Greenbelt Guardian is a good card. It absolutely is. But this hand wants more lands. Like, I'd much rather draw land than land Greenbelt Guardian on this board. Well, I sure hope they don't have something. Gastel Thrillseeker, one of the best 2-drops in the entire format. It's Rakdos' best uncommon and a reason to kind of end up in this archetype. Them playing the Endrider Catalyzer here, though, is amazing for us, I will say. Let's kill the Catalyzer. Now, do I want to attack? I think I just want to attack with the Flyer still. The thing is, Rakdos has so many good speed payoffs. We do play the game of... We do play the game here of... let's try to minimize them getting to maximum speed. Yeah, we drew Siphon Fuel, which isn't great. Ooh, Outpace Oblivion. Alright, Surveyor down, which means they do get to attack me, and obviously I'm not going to block. Which means... Well, we'll see what this means. Momentum Breaker was huge. So we get to play that out. Stuck on 3, but we get to attack. We are now on max speed, so our Surveyor gets turned on. This Archfiend is looking quite bad right now. They hit their lands. We'll see how this goes. Grim Bauble on Vanguard. Okay, lots of removal on their side. Did they have a 3-drop as well? Outpace Oblivion. Wait, that doesn't work. That does not work the way that you want. It's actually like really interesting. It's like, do I just sack the Surveyor or do I Grim Bauble? I'm gonna just sack the Surveyor. I want to hit my land this turn. We're due. Nope. We're not due. It's super awkward here. Super duper awkward. Yeah, this is just unreal. I'm going to keep this back with maximum velocity or maximum overdrive because if they hit me with this, it's just so much damage. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh, they get to crew. Oh my gosh. What a sequence here. Okay, well, we got the Apocalypse Runner off the battlefield, but it's like, I don't actually have a way to get this off the battlefield. All right, we drew a land, so that certainly helps. I'm hoping that they attack with House Squad Heavy here. I have Grim Bauble for Engine Rat, but I'd rather run out the Fang Guardian here to try to ambush. Okay. I mean, they could have some kind of removal spell here, obviously, but... If they kill the Wreckage Wicker Folk... Okay. Oh my gosh, that worked. That is incredible. Don't play Risen Necro Regent. Don't play Risen Necro Regent. No! Why? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's just get this... Let's get this off the battlefield. That was really big. I just didn't expect to draw a land. I just didn't expect to draw a land. Okay. Thunderhead Gunner. Man, the hits just do not stop for the opponent. Okay. Oh, get out of here. Alright, this is rough. Their deck is excellent. This is just like everything that you want. They've played all the good uncommons. And this is... I actually went over this on LR. This is how you build... This is how a good Rakdos speed deck comes together. They have everything. Absolutely everything. Death Touch and Haste? Oh my gosh. The fact that they didn't attack with the Gunner is kind of nuts. Alright. Well, they had the read. Okay, give me a... I'll take a land. Veloheart Bike, I will play. I guess they wanted to keep it back on defense. Okay. Why? Wait, they discarded this? Like, you have 4 lands in play. That's really interesting. All right, let's surveil. At this point, yeah, a land would be still very good. Don't want the forest. Like, it still kills 3 things. All right, let's keep the swamp. Not going to upkeep Grim Bauble here, because obviously I want to play Migrating Ketrodon. 2 cards in hand for the opponent. Alright, they do have the spin out here, but I don't think they want to attack me, because I can hit them back with the bike. I can hit them back for a lot, actually. Wow. Okay, let's go. Let us rumble. Ooh. Nah. Let's beat down. We're at 18 life. We can gain life off the Momentum Breaker. We have a Grim Bauble here. Still don't think I'm upkeep bobbling. Sure. You want to put yourself dead on board? Okay. Like, there's just not much they can do. Okay, they hit the land, but still. Okay. Boom! They had Gonti in their deck too? Whew! That was a beast of a Rakdos deck. Double Gastel Thrillseeker, House Squad Heavy, Risen Necro Regent, Spin Out, Gonti. It's everything you want. We drew some lands there that were really, really pivotal. Like at the end. Obviously, if we found them earlier, it would have been way, way better for us. But we ultimately got there. Honestly, finding land number 5 for Siphon Fuel and them not having any combat tricks for all of our instants was kind of the deciding factor there. Oh my gosh, we are 6-2! We started out 1-2. We now have a shot. We have a shot to actually make the ultimate comeback here. Let's see how this goes. You know, it's just, you know, 4 lands. I have a card I can't cast, but Mutant Surveyor, Maximum Overdrive still seems fine. Don't play a Scurryfoot here. Yeah, okay. Well, okay, you know what? That's only justice. Grim Bauble or Momentum Breaker off the top is only justice when your opponent plays a turn 1 Scurryfoot. It's just the way that I look at it. To be fair, how else would you look at it, right? All right, let's play Surveyor. And now we kind of just need some good top-end stuff here. We got some pressure, but no extra creatures to play. Planes would obviously be also fine. I don't think it's worth it to keep up maximum overdrive here on the Surveyor, particularly because they are Simic, so not as many ways to deal damage to kill this. If they want to kill this with Flood the Engine or something, it's just going to work anyways. Siphon Fuel, fine. You know, if they play something like a Hazard of the Dune. Wow, they have a super dirtly deck, but you know what that means? Wait, what? Okay, so they're red-green. They're red-green. Here, I do think I want to cast Siphon Fuel. I probably shouldn't cycle the Archfiend either, just because I'm in a spot where if I draw lands or spells, I'm pretty good. Unless I draw the second Archfiend. Sky Serpent Seeker on the splash. Yeah, not ideal. Yeah, they're going to have a million lands in play, but I think that's okay. I really want to be able to play this to kill this, but I don't think that's going to be much of an option here. How interested am I in getting to max speed right now? Not very. All right, let's just play this for 2. They'll get their lands. So, they got 3 cards in hand, and it really just comes down to like how much action they have here. But they have a huge mana advantage, and as long as they find things to leverage that mana advantage, I do feel like I'm a pretty decent dog in this spot. Market Back Walker is nice in that it's really hard to block, and that will get me to maximum speed, which will certainly help once I get to the white mana to cast Perilous Snare. 4 cards in hand. They looked at their graveyard. I wonder if they have like Rise from the Wreck. No, Thunderhead Gunner. Okay, so that one is getting Siphon Fueled for sure. I think I'm still pretty happy attacking here, getting to maximum speed. They might want to just prevent it and, you know, trade this for whatever and just have me draw the 2 cards, or give me to maximum speed. But like I said, this is kind of more of a long-term investment. This just gets me to maximum speed here with this. I'm just blocking here. Maybe I can just draw an extra card there. Earth Rumbler, okay. Hazard of the Dunes, that's a lot of action. White Source, Grim Bauble is definitely good. Let's just use that to kill the Sky Serpent Seeker. And you know what? Honestly, this is just... It's just... I need to cycle this. Well, good cycle, I guess. This is so much damage, by the way. It's actually crazy. I'm gonna take so much freaking damage. Actually, was I supposed to kill the Earth Rumbler? Yeah, maybe I was. Okay. Fang Guardian. Oh gosh, my mana situation is just an absolute nightmare. Just pass, I think. If they have a way to kill Market Back Walker, I'm probably dead. I mean, there's a lot of ways that I'm dead here. Boom, Scholar. So that makes this cost 1 mana to exhaust. They can crew this as well. They can actually crew the Veloheart Bike and attack me for 1,000,000. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I should have blocked the Earth Rumbler. That was quite bad, I think. Okay. Why did they not attack with Paragon, Pacesetter Paragon? I don't know. Okay. Well. Okay, we draw 3 cards. That allows us to... I mean, they still have a formidable board, but drawing 3 cards is obviously really big in this spot. We found the planes for the Perilous Snare, but this is like... These creatures are not particularly strong. Oh! That, however, is... Okay. So let's go Ketradon. Yeah, so we go Ketradon now. Deathless Pilot, keep up Fang Guardian, play Scoured Barons, and then Perilous Snare on the following turn. This is all assuming I don't die. But if they had a removal spell or bounce spell, they would have done it on the previous exchange. You know what I mean? So yeah, so they're just making a 5/5 here. And let's see, 3, 6, 11. Okay, that doesn't kill us just yet. Boom, Mobile. Okay, never mind. You know what? Sometimes you die to a bunch of like, you know, this deck was certainly not short on power. And they're going to be able to kill my Ketradon, which is absolutely ridiculous that they can do that here. Holy crap. And then I'm going to take 11 damage here. Yeah, no way I come back from this, right? Yeah, they're like allergic to getting in for extra damage. I'd be at 2 here. Grim Bauble doesn't do anything, sadly. Close game, but yeah, we just got outpowered. I think I could have possibly won this game. Oh, wow. Okay. I could have possibly won this game had I blocked the Rumbler over Hazard of the Dunes and forced them to spend mana. So that's on me. Yeah. Good sequencing from the opponent, though, so can't take anything away from them. This is an attack for lethal, Fang Guardian. Good game. All right, so didn't quite get there. Like I said, I probably should have blocked the Earth Rumbler, and I would have taken less damage, and so that's on me. So, little sequencing error. I'm not perfect. I never claim to be. I just try my best. We had some good games. I'm sure I played reasonably well in others as well. And you know what? Honestly, 6-3 after starting 0-2, or 1-2 rather, I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. And this deck played out pretty smoothly. Very, very respectable mana curve. So it was hard for us to actually get run over. That blue-red tempo deck was able to do it, but we had enough interaction. Overdrive was an excellent trick. Momentum Breaker came in clutch. We drained people out with the rats. Really wish I had like one reanimation spell for like the Archfiends, because this, you know, it actually wasn't really that good here, because I actually had a lot of things that died to it and I didn't have any way to bring it back. So maybe I could have cut one for, I don't know, maybe like a Pact Altair. Like maybe 2 was actually a mistake. When you have one back on track or any reanimation effect, it gets way, way better. But I just felt like I needed an extra top end threat, which is why I played it here. But all in all, solid deck. Like, if you were to ask me going into the draft, how do I think I would have fared with the deck that I played? I would have said like 4-3, 5-2. Oh, so 4-3, 5-3, 4 or 5 win. This feels like a 4 or 5 win deck. And, you know, getting to 6, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. Of course, I wanted the trophy, but boom, Mobile. It's a bomb. We had a bomb too, but we didn't have the mana fixing to actually cast it that game. If we did, we certainly could have come back. But all in all, happy result. Got to draft green again. When you draft green, good things happen. When you don't, you flame out of the arena open. That's just that. Actually, you can draft good decks. It's just, it needs to be super open. Anyways, we have another draft. Maybe we'll get a trophy tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Thank you to all of the current patrons. Also, check out TCGplayer.com if you want to buy some Magic cards or some Magic the Gathering sealed product. You need some booster boxes or some singles for your constructed decks. TCGplayer.com is the place to go. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but certainly not least, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. If you want top-of-the-line deck boxes, playmat, sleeves, all that good stuff, heavyplay.com is the place to go. Make sure you go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.